alive and direct today, being the 24th day of January in the year of our Lord 2022. I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers, your siblings, even your enemies, onto this hallowed platform where we preach the gospel of liberation, the gospel of freedom. The only criteria you need to come with here is a dose of common sense. That is the prerequisite. Because without your common sense, you might not understand what you are doing here. It might be pricking your body, what we are dishing out here. Because here we are simply apolitical. We never mince words here. Therefore, I enjoin each and every one of you to join us here in this hallowed platform. You can also join us on Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE page on Facebook. We are live and direct. Without wasting much time, please let us pray.
We give glory to Elohim, the Most High. Support it up, you are not bringing any name. Belong to the birds from heaven. You are sovereign. There is no other God apart from thee. Every knee bow before your throne of grace. Because your name, O Elohim, is that above every other name. You are God, the Creator. You gave life to man. Man is nothing before thee, because you are supreme and you are almighty. You are the creator of this very infinite universe, of which we inhabit only a speck of dust. For earth is mere speck of dust before thee. But you remember your children. You did not abandon Israel. You will not abandon Biafra, because you are a God of your words. That is why we call thee the sovereign Savior. You have saved us from the Janjaweed before, 300 years ago, and this very generation, having recognized that you are the Almighty God, for we do not worship any idol. We come before thee as we do any time before we preach, to ask for your guidance and your protection. We have asked, O Heavenly Father, that you may give sense to us where stupidity currently exists. Because we love thee with all our strength. Because you are the Lord of our rock and the God of ages. You never change. You do not change from age to age, from generation to generation. That was the secret you discovered, and that was why you blessed IPOB. That was why you said that Biafra will come in our time, because we have given you all the glory, not to any man, not to any graven image. Only to thee do we bow, Heavenly Father, because you are the God of our strength, and indeed we trust. We do not trust in mortal flesh. We do not trust in a carved wood somewhere. We only trust in the God of our ancestors. The same to God, the God that this time you will do it for us once again. You are our shield and the horn of our salvation. You are our stronghold, and we call upon thee this evening, because only you is worthy to be praised. The one is just on telling us those that you no other God apart from thee. You are one and indivisible God. Everything that is created, you created it. There's nothing created you because you are God. That is why you save us from the hands of our enemies. That is why the same way you saved Moshe, you saved Yahweh Yeshua. The same way you saved Elijah. That is how you will preserve IPOB. That is how you will make sure that Biafra is restored and the zoo called Nigeria is crumbled beyond recognition. Because all around us is evil and darkness. But your light has continued to shine upon the face of your children. That is why this very day you have done us proud before our enemies. They have fallen on the right and on the left. The only thing we are waiting for is for the announcement that the zoo is no longer viable. And that is very, very imminent. Because they cannot hold the secret anymore. The world now knows. Due to the diligence and intelligence you have given to us, out of the abundance of your grace, the whole world now knows that Buhari is dead. And after all is finished. They know it. May you grant us the fortitude, the humility, and the grace to continue to work tirelessly for the restoration of your kingdom upon the face of this very earth. And that kingdom is Biafra as it was in the old. That your name may be praised, exalted, adored, and honored forever and ever, we pray.
He said, I welcome each and every one of you to today's edition of Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE, coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name is Mazi from Alo province of Biafra land. Today is the 24th day of January 2022. Therefore, this is another day for us to preach the gospel of Chukwuka Biama. This is another day that we must listen. I say you invite your friends and well-wishers, even your enemies. As our leader used to say, come with your pen and papers. Do you understand? Al-Majiri is not excluded. You can come with your chalk and slate. Please. Because here we preach the gospel. For the liberation of mankind. That is what we preach here. Before I continue, there is something I want to say. Because when I listen to Radio Biafra, other platforms, I used to hear people call. And I would like to address some issues that some of all these callers I take as mischief makers. I'm telling you honestly. First of all, you hear people say, no, the leadership should unite us together so that we find a way to work together. And the question is, work together with who? It is high time we address this issue. IPOB is intact. This is a freedom fighting outfit, freedom fighting movement. Some used to come. Our enemies are always fighting us, and we fight back. Do you understand? During the time of 2015, during the time of Iruanya, many of us that are there, or that we are there, we saw what happened. Do you understand? Today, whenever you hear people come and say, hey, let's work together, please, unity, unity. Unity with who? Do you know how this movement has been protected from both internal and external enemies? Anybody that is against what we are doing in one way or the other, we don't compromise. You that is listening, Because the people give all this mischievous advice on A. I don't know why these people don't call during my program. I don't know. So that I educate them. It baffles me. They used to select who to call. I don't know. Where they will come and put mischief, I don't know, for goodness sake. I used to pray, let these people call on my platform. They will allow you continue vomiting rubbish. IPOB is intact, for goodness sake. The politicians are using both internal moves in order to unleash mayhem into this movement. But we are fighting. That is why it is a freedom fighting movement. Don't you understand it? It is not a joking movement. Freedom fighting. Oh no, do you want, just as one of our brothers corrected rightly before, what do you think? Somebody that is not a member of IPOB, and he has said it, all of this movement, all of a sudden he wants to be a leader commanding. If these people is maybe forming their own movements, nobody is against them. Let them do their own thing. Now you want us to start compromising with people. What do you think we are? Do you think that we're a political party in that zoo? Do you think so? You know, our freedom fighting should not be different from others. As our leader said, he studied the character of our people. And what I see in the problem we are having is gullibility. You see our people. People are so gullible that sometimes even 1 + 1 will confuse them. I'm telling you honestly. How dare you come to give us advice in order to unite, compromise? For what? If we should compromise, our leaders should have taken money and turned IPOB into a political party. Do you understand? We continue fighting. There is something I see, and I pity our late general, because he suffered too much in the hands of Igbo people. He suffered too much in the hands of those that knows it all. Pressure from east, west, north, south, from Biafrans. That is what is happening today. Stop being a mischief maker. Don't come out and blab on A in the name of your giving suggestion. I say I used to pray to God, let all these mischief makers call my platform. I wait. So that you know, venom. You know, some serpents, they have their venom have different poisons. Not only one poison. Different assorted types of poison in that drop of venom you see. That is what I will give to these mischief makers. And you see other people calling, saying, you know, those that elders that made us to vote for in Anambra election. Now the Anambra election has passed, and they deceive us. And I look at them; these people are mischief makers. I say, why don't they call in my program? I pray to Chukwu Kabiama so that we settle it once and for all. Because you cannot be waiting. You know, there is something I notice in all these people. Some of them are moles. I am assuring you 100%. Some of these people are moles in our midst. When they talk, you discover things. You'll be watching them. That is the reality. They will come and talk something. They wait, very crafty. They'll put, or in order to put doubts in people. For your information, before, is it November 10th court outing? Is it either November 10th or December 10th? Where the leadership of this struggle declared sit at home. Which unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, passed through the 6th day, which was the election day in Anambra State. IPOB never declared sit at home because of Anambra election. I don't know why. I don't know why they keep on pushing what is not in the mindset of the leadership of this struggle. Only to cause mayhem. Only to cause distrust in the people listening. Many of them, they have different things. Some of them are in this struggle just to be popular. Anytime, these are God-forsaken set of people that one weekend. Them and their generations. We know them. I know them. Some of them I know in particular. But we are watching. They will come, talk as if, but with craftiness, they start talking some things. Some things that is when the leadership of this struggle talk about it at home for that 5 days, did they make in their recommendation that we are doing it for so that Anambra election? Did you hear it? People that are working with our enemies, but they pretend to be children of light. God will destroy them and their generations. Any person in this struggle, all that you are doing, you have in your mind either to be popular, number one, either to cause mischief, to make contacts, or to grab money. God, you see the way God destroyed Okpa Biasika's family. That is the way He will do you before God and man. Because these people, they will come on A. Hannah is happy like this. How cool something. We are watching. That's the only thing I would say. But remember, the sit at home that was declared, I think for 5 days, it was not because of Anambra election. There was no official. Do you know what is official statement? Do you think that what we are doing is a joke? That only what you think is what's happened? This movement, IPOB, anything they did not talk or speak out or talk officially, it doesn't exist. It doesn't matter. Somebody will come on air and yap or talk anything. That is not the position of IPOB. IPOB used to give out press release. Do you understand? IPOB used to speak through members of the DOS pronouncements here on Radio Biafra. Those are the official stance of IPOB. Don't take as official stand what you think. I don't know whether people are listening, because this is annoying. Some of these people, they always make the same statement. Oh, those headers that deceive us. Now we vote. Now they are, where is our leader is not released. Who tell you that? Did we do it at home because of Anambra election? Did you hear it from IPOB? You mischief makers, did you hear it? The Chineke got born. People that they come into this struggle for one private and selfish reason or the other. When you look at it, when I was listening to Mazi Isaiah, I said, yes. You spoke my mind. Let me wait, because I want to burst. When I was hearing all these mischief makers talking on air. And that's why I say, why these people don't call on my platform? Let me put them permanently where they belong to. Let me put them there. Somehow start talking. From there, they push out something venom. Any person not in this struggle in order to cause mischief or moles, any information to our detractors. People that want to reap where they did not sow. Our oath will take care of them. I'm telling you before God and man. Because enough of all this nonsense. IPOB is highly intact. Do you know that the battle we fought 2015 is bigger? Do you understand? It's bigger than now. The only difference is that IPOB is bigger now than that time. Imagine, coordinator of coordinators, Iruanya. Somebody that every time when he come out on A, he made sure that he take his position after Uchemofo is him. That he has informations. That this and that. And that war, we fought it and put their group at a bay. People that thought that, do you know, when the capital of our office was in Spain, they thought that without them, everything will collapse. Do you used to calculate? There is something I love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for. You know, it's Chukwuka Abiyama that give him that wisdom. It's divine. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come now and give you one assignment. Now, you will believe that, it's me that dealing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Without me, this thing can... You don't know that as he give you that assignment to do, he has other 3-4 people separately that doesn't even know each other, that is doing the same assignment. He can tell you, wait. You go as your assignment, he say, wait, just hold on. To test your patience. If you do gang, to start doing blackmail with the result of what he gave to you, to give it, before you know, he will keep quiet. He will take another person have given him the result, even better one. And the without me, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB will not move on. You don't know that same assignment, you have given it to 3-4 different people individually. You didn't know. People don't understand the wisdom of that man. People don't understand. That is why when he prays you, you are ahead with Satan. Is this Satan? No, we should not blame Satan. Yourself, you will be filled with your own self. He will laugh. The way he will sideline you. The way he will, Uchemofo, who is also one of the founding members, alma mater of these indigenous people of Biafra. The way he was sidelined, he couldn't believe it. When himself will fool him, his selfishness, he's filled with his selfishness, thinking that without him, IPOB has collapsed. Even, let me tell you, without here we don't lie. Even that time, many of us were afraid that, look, if this thing, Uchemofo issue was not carefully handled, this is the end of IPOB. Many of us thought like that. But do you see how things, it was a coin, even he didn't even understand what happened. No person pursued him, he just pursued himself. He just ran away, pursued himself, and they said, okay, that gap closed, finish. Now, how do you think that outsiders, COVID-19 members of IPOB, most that Kuremado formed in order to fight back against the humiliation he received in Germany. Now he started a plan saying that he will destroy IPOB. How do you think that these people, outsiders, will do something that will destroy IPOB? What? How? You feeble-minded. How do you think so? How do you think so? The only thing that remains is do you see how you remove all these bugs from dog? The bugs, they don't kill him. They can just make him sick. So every time you remove it, that is what you are doing in IPOB. The leadership is doing. They watch and remove the bugs, the moles inside. And they keep quiet, continue watching. The agents provocateurs. From time to time, everything will be cleared. They remove another batch off. And they keep quiet, watching. That is how IPOB functions. Because without the breeze blowing, you will not know that father wear trousers. Will you know that? It's only when the wind blows. You see, oh, this man that always is zabu zabu, he wear trouser. That is what is happening. So we are watching. We are watching. Everything, this situation, every situation turns out to be at our advantage because we are watching everybody. Mischief makers in our midst, we are watching, we are just observing. People that will come and talk and, only to incite insubordination, indirectly. We are watching. This is not a joking movement. This is not a democracy where you come on air and say, okay, and now talk anyhow, even abuse our leader, no problem. No, this is a freedom fighting radio. If you call to talk something rubbish, you will be put in your place. That is it. You are nothing. Nobody is anything compared to this movement. Do you understand? When we restore our nation, Biafra, that time we can now sit down and discuss the type of government we want to have. If it is a government whereby the prime minister or president of Biafra, every morning, he will come out. 5 people will slap him, give him dirty slaps first to slap sense inside him. We say, okay, as far as all of us agree, we say, okay, our prime minister, every morning he will receive lashes in order to allow him do his job. This person, one person, maybe 3 people will come and insult him first inside the prime minister's house, insult him publicly, and to make him remember, to remind him of the people he's leading. That is our, no problem, it's a democracy that time. But for now, it is see and see, command and control. You don't have right to say everything. It is not everything that you have right to say on this radio. No. For people that think that IPOB is just like, okay, it's a government, American government, bring a command. No, don't touch him, don't talk. Allow him to finish. No, it's his human rights. Allow him to finish. It is not that. I don't know whether are we listening at all. I don't know. This is command and control. I tell you, I said this, a time will come. Do you see what is happening? Because our own will not be different from others. A time will come. Those that are doing, we are doing, okay, we will take you in the courts, highest we sue you to court. This. A time will come when some of our people will be bringing down any mischief maker in the country they are. We pursue, we will be killing ourselves. This is part of it. I say outside. This is part of it. After all, people are dying. People are being killed in the zoo, in Biafra land. And we think that we can be in the diaspora, just relax, be doing time. That time is fast approaching. Don't worry. Let us continue. Don't worry. Because this is not a joking matter. This is self-determination to determine our future. That is for generations coming until eternity. As long as this beautiful planet Earth continues existing. So when you think that you can come and joke with it, you're a joker. You are a joker. Our leader is suffering because of this. He lost his parents. He didn't even do as if he feel it. You understand? And you think you can come in this hallowed platform, in this movement, in order to cause mischief? You are a joker. Simply a joker. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you to today's edition of Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE, coming to you via Radio Biafra London. Today is the 24th day of January 2022. We must continue. Our leader is still in the enemy dungeon. As I used to say, this is part of the process. Do you understand? It is part of the process of freedom. Freedom is not cheap. Ndibo, I don't know. Some people think that you will be where you are in a now they will start begging you with freedom. Oga, rise up now, take your freedom. It is not like that. You are mistaken. It's a fight. It concerns blood. Do you understand me? This concerns blood. Do you know that during the American Revolution, a billionaire at that time, John Hancock, he didn't look at his money as anything that time. He was, if not the richest person that time in the colonies, John Hancock. He left everything and went and become, he was one of the people that made the Declaration of Independence. He's saying, that thing that will happen 1,000 years, let it happen today. He didn't see his investments as an impediment. The same way our people are, I have a house in Zungeru. I have my 2x2 in Kafanchan. What do you want? You want us to lose this? This man, a billionaire, he understands what freedom means. He forsook all his millions and billions as of that time. A billionaire, respected, known. He started running from farm to farm, hiding in garbages. Because he was a renowned fellow. A billionaire. All his investments being seized by Britain. They are in the colonies. A billionaire now talk, if you cannot die for what you believe, don't believe anything. Do you see somebody like Osama bin Laden? From a billionaire family. Do you see where a billionaire was sitting? Tora Bora, in a cave. Sleeping in a cave. During winter, no heater. Food, sometimes, maybe no food. But he's a billionaire that controls billions of dollars outside. What I want you to understand, he suffered for what he believed. That is where I applauded him. Not every time, oh, my comfort. Hey, nah, you see my money, what we go do? Some Igbo people, Igbo man sense. Some people don't understand the profoundness, the depth of what we are doing. They thought that is a joke. From Eben on our bed in Ulo. Radio Biafra. That is what you think? We must continue. Before I go, let me reiterate, because today I'm going to speak on the topic that says self-determination. That is the topic of my submission today. Or that is going to be the topic of my submission. Because sometimes we say things colloquially. We say things without really understanding what it means. Because English is not our language. It's not our original tongue. Do you understand? Before I go into that, I would like to reiterate on my normal comments. Stop calling or referring to these people as the House of Fulani. There is nothing like House of Fulani as a people. Do you understand? What we have are the Hausa and the Fulani. For your information, some Hausa people, some other ethnicities in the north, they are following what we are doing with keen interest, because they know that the liberation of Biafra also spells liberations to them. They know that they are in the cage of the caliphate, Fulani caliphate. They feel helpless. You see comments on social media. You see people of the north praying for our leader that he opened their eyes even in the north. that though they are in the midst of the Fulani, but their eyes are now open. They know who their enemies are. Do you understand? But you call them House of Fulani. There is nothing like that. Stop accepting whatever the Fulani brought out. Whatever garbage you accept. They say, oh, call us for House of Fulani, and you accept. You start calling them House of Fulani. No. You see, there is something, as I used to say, there is something the Fulanis know, a secret of success as a people. Unity. Even imposed unity. That is why they come into our land, they put divisions, and we accept that divisions. But in their place, it doesn't matter whatever happens, they go by Arewa, the North. Even in Middle Belt are saying we are not part of you. Other ethnicities, there are more ethnicities in the North than in the South. They know that. But whenever they come with one fake common face. Do you understand? That is where they are more civilized. They are more advanced than us in that aspect. Until our leader came and unified us with under IPOB. Therefore, please stop calling them House of Fulani. They are the Hausa and the Fulani as different people. As you have the Kanuri, as you have the Bacham, as you have different ethnicities, tribes in the North. Do you understand? But the Fulani, they are shrewdly, craftily putting all of them under their cage since the revelation or the coming of Ottoman Danfodio. They never stopped because they saw the indigenous population in that part of the world as very, very cheap. That is how they conquered the Hausas. One person, one Fulani man, used religion to manipulate the Hausas into conquering themselves. Therefore, please, stop calling them House of Fulani. What they are the Hausa, the Fulani, the Bachama, the Zango Kataf, the Kanuri. Name them. Do you understand? We must continue. As I said, today the topic of my submissions is self-determination. Self-determination. I want us to go a bit profound, deep in this thing. You know, everybody, oh, self-determination, oh, yeah, freedom fighting. But you don't really understand what it means. That is why people used to have difficulties in the way they reason, in the way they speak, in this movement, in the way they act. They thought that it's something that you come out, once you can come out, you buy techno phone. Now, one Samsung, one laptop. Now you come out, start broadcasting on Facebook. Oh, yeah, you have arrived. No, it is more than that. Do you understand? Self-determination is the process by which a group of people, usually possessing a certain degree of national consciousness, form their own state and controls their own life. Do you understand? Self-determination is the process by which a group of people, usually possessing a certain degree of national consciousness, you must possess as a people, not as an individual. You must possess a degree of national consciousness that we, the people, we have something in common. That is nationalism. They formed their own states and chose their own government. I don't know whether people understand what it is. You determine your future. You determine how you are governed by yourselves, not people imposing governance on you. The time, let me take you back, please. This self-determination, when it first occurred to the Americans, mostly, I can call it the Allied forces, they understood that, look, the solution to the world problems should be that people, the owners of lands, should determine how they are being governed. That will eliminate most of the problems, wars we are having in the world. It came out first in this First World War. You know, the First World War started in 1914. It was that during that First World War that the Allies accepted self-determination as a peace aim. That was the first time. Being products of enlightenment. You know, before that time, you can conquer any place, impose as what might is power. That time, the Ottoman Empire, they were in charge of many parts of Europe, Middle East, including North Africa. Ottoman Empire, you see. The same way, these people, they were nomads, just like the Fulani. Do you understand? Let me just give you a little briefing about the start of the First World War. The spark that ignited the First World War was struck in Sarajevo, Bosnia, where one Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the heir to the Austro-Hungarian Empire, was shot to death along with his wife Sophia by the Serbian nationalists, Guerrilla Princip, on June the 28th, 1914. Listen attentively, because we need to study history. Princip and other nationalists, we are struggling to end Austro-Hungarian rule over Bosnia and Herzegovina. You understand? Therefore, in short terms, the First World War was started as Bosnians wanted an end to Austro-Hungarian imposition of government on them. They wanted self-determination. I don't know whether you are following me, please. The cause of the First World War was people want self-determination. Because before that time, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, they were imposing their government on others. Bosnia, part of Eastern Europe. Now, other Ottoman Empire is in the other side, doing the same thing. Because might is power. Do you understand? Because they can do it. Now, you know the Ottoman Empire, for your information, they were the people that conquered the Roman Empire, the Byzantine. You understand? They conquered the Roman Empire. You know, before anywhere you can conquer, do it. It was a free world. When the world was never structured in this order. You know, anywhere you can go and occupy. If the indigenous people talk, you can kill all of them, do away with all of them, and take their land. But a time came out of enlightenment. Oh, Chukunna, I can never stop talking about this enlightenment, because this is the reason humanity evolved. You know, there are some people, when I listen or I watch, read comments on social media on some issues, I laugh. They are used to see, I love to read comments of people. I used to see how people reason. And lo and behold, I see that most of our people are still very far. Do you understand? You see some people that are saying that religion or Christianity is advancement, or is synonymous to advancement. Hey, Mr. Chineke Biko. Napota people from ignorance. Advancement came through enlightenment. People changing the way they reason. Do you understand? Religion stumped advancement. Let me tell you that. You see religion, mostly Christian religion at that time, it blocked advancement, because either you are superstitious, believing on rubbish, what you don't know, only you believe. You don't believe is a lazy man's thing. Oh, you can believe. That is why go to where they play this pool. Even nowadays, you see young men, because Nigeria is a quagmire. You see young men and women playing pools, cha-cha, because they believe that one day they will hit a boutique, and all of a sudden they become addicted, because it's very easy to believe, very, very easy. Now, you are a clergy person. It doesn't matter whether it's Christianity or Islam or native. He tell you that one day you get boutique, so you believe. It's not bad thing to believe, but sometimes there are beliefs that will make you stupid. That is what even this religion did in the lives of Europeans. Until people started reasoning. People started reasoning. Say, no, every time war, we are fighting wars based on belief. We are fighting wars based on what you believe. No, what you believe is not good. What I believe is the best. Then who is the referee? Who tell you that what I believe is the best and what you believe is the worst? Why? That we are in this world in order to take care of this beautiful world that we find ourselves in. No person can do it for us. It is we that could do it for ourselves. And they started finding out things. Researching and going deep. It led to revolutions in Europe. Those that are, gaining on people's stupidity. That is why every time these people, they fight back. Because there are those that are making a hell of money on people's stupidity. They make money out of it. That is why you go to worship centers. You see people, men and women that should be in the factory, in the industries, anywhere working. You see them during working hours, all that matters, they are praying. Because they believe that one day money will fall from heaven. One day their bank account will give them alerts from somebody they did not know. One mystery money will enter their account. Tell me, is there any other stupidity worse than this? They fail to understand that we are human beings that are supposed to make the difference. We're supposed to work and do things, to make things to happen. Do you understand? There is one write-up I saw, very brilliant. During the time of the transatlantic slave trading, slaves were obliged to read only the Bible. They were not educated, only what they just to read the Bible. They were not allowed to read the science books. They were not allowed to read any other book that will make them, reason, be productive as human beings. Instead, they are forced to read, all of them. You must read the Bible and cram it, so that they increase your stupidity, believing. Believing, one day you will be in one paradise that is built with jasper, with gold and diamond. Whereas in this world, even if you are suffering, don't mind. In this world, even if you are suffering, Nigerians, they are always. Even if you are suffering, Nigerians, they are always. That is what all these things have done to them in their psyche. Be happy. Don't complain. Do you understand? Don't worry, even if you are miserable in this life, when you go to the other life, you will be king, and he continues making them more stupid. Whereas the enlightened ones, the Caucasians, they are advancing on technology. And they hide all these things for black people. Do you ask yourself? I'm not digressing, please. I'm coming. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that the Bible was translated into every African language? Almost. It's in Igbo language. It's so that it will reach to the grassroots. We need to be asking questions that are, that will make you to start reasoning deeply, profoundly. Why is it that it is only the Bible that is translated? Anything concerning this religion is what is translated in our language, so that even our uneducated parents could be able to read it. And it will enter their head. Have you ever seen any science book translated in Igbo language before? No, tell me, please. Let us be frank to ourselves. When we are talking, remove sentiments. Have you ever seen the book, maybe where they give account of how to make a simple aircraft? Now they translate it in Igbo, in Yoruba, in Ijo, in any local African language. Have you seen it? No. Have you seen it? If you have seen it, please call me and tell me. But I have not seen. What they make sure they translate, they push into Africa in order to increase the stupidity of Africans is something that promotes superstition, belief. If you are making research about science, there are books, you cannot even see them. There are things you cannot see. Only you go to either heavy libraries. You pay money to buy those type of book, because they know that those things, it will teach you how to be a productive human being. But they hide it. Do you understand? Have you ever seen a factory manufacturing aeroplane parts in any part of Black Africa? If not, for example, in South Africa, that developed their own, because white people are there. Why can't you ask yourself why? But churches, they bring religion. They will send you any type of book concerning religion. But when it comes to productivity, they hide it. They don't want to show you the secret. Look at our people that work in oil companies in our land, in Biafra land. The indigenous population. There are things this Oyibo Shell or the Texaco they will be doing. They will not allow any black person to near there, because it's a secret. You have to hustle to make use of your brain, because it took them time. It took lots of lives for them to do that, to understand how to do that, to develop that practicality. But when it comes to belief, they give foolish people, yeah. Take book, read and believe and quote. When you will see a Biafran, he can quote from Genesis to Revelation. He cram everything. Oh no, no, wait, and the book of faith say, and see Chineke, we go at the distance. How? It will take a long time. Our psyche, we are damaged. Remember, I'm talking about self-determination, please. And the people, you know why I brought out this thing? In order to let you understand how Europeans were able to think out the solution to many problems that we are bedeviling the world. And during the First World War, the Allied forces, the Allies accepted self-determination as a peace aim. They now see solution. It is no more when for Ottoman Empire to take everywhere, or the emperor will be somewhere in Turkey, Anatolia, giving command to people in China. Maybe he never set foot there before, but he's giving command there. What happened? He decides what happened in China. He didn't know their tradition. He didn't know what is their taboo and what, how their culture. He didn't know. He will be giving command in as far as Australia, as far as Africa, without coming there. And the Allied forces, the Allies, Chukwuokike Abiyama used them because they were enlightened. During the First World War, they said no. Self-determination is the key to solving problems we are having. And they agree, they say yes. Do you understand? Now, that's why the end of the First World War saw the emancipation of different nations which were under the control of Austro-Hungarian rules and also under the Ottoman Empire. Do you know that some parts of Europe were under the Ottoman Empire? This Turkey you are seeing, very powerful. They were controlling some parts of Europe like Greece, Ukraine, even Balkan regions, etc. And parts of Middle East, including Iraq, Syria, Israel you are seeing today, which that time was Palestine, Egypt, and parts of North Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. It was under the occupation of Ottoman Empire as of that time. The Ottoman period spanned more than 600 years, from 14th to 20th century, and came to an end in 1922, when it was replaced by this Turkish Republic you are seeing today. Are you following me? We dish out history here so that you understand. We need to be versatile. That is the most important part of this restoration effort. I used to say, physical or political revolution without mental revolution or ideological revolution, it goes to zero. The most part of the revolution we are pushing, it starts from what we are saying here. It starts from the enlightenment we are dishing out here. So that when many people understand things, the physical revolution, the physical restoration of Biafra will be as easy as ABC. We don't want to restore a nation whereby people will be backwards mentally, reasoning like people in the zoo. Do you understand? It was this Ottoman Empire that conquered most part of the old Roman Empire or the Byzantine, as I said before. So, what this self-determination entails, as the Allies accepted the self-determination as a peace aim, after the First World War in 1918, many countries, many nations in Europe were allowed to self-determine themselves. They were liberated Because there is, or there will be no peace unless people were allowed to practice who they are. Do you understand me? It's just like when they talk about Pan-Africanism. I think it is going to be my topic of tomorrow, Pan-Africanism or Pan-Africanism. Forced peace, it can never work. When they, let me tell you, the peace of a community, it starts with the peace of your family, of a families, individual families. When every family is in chaos, the community cannot be peaceful. It is impossible. Do you understand? Therefore, when they talk about Pan-Africanism, this and that, it can never work under forced unity. People must be respected, allowed to self-determine who they are. To talk about how they will rule and govern themselves using their own system, using their own culture, using their own tradition and belief. Once they are okay, now the peace manifests. You see real unity. When they talk about United Africa, it makes me remember Nigeria. One Nigeria. By force. And you look at what is happening in Nigeria. Is there anything about unity? Where a country's football team, they are playing. Some people are supporting the adversaries thousands of kilometers, Tunisia. I see Tunisians as their Arab brothers. I don't know whether people see something on it. In a country where you impose peace, where you say unity, we are united one Nigeria. Now you see people supporting Pharaoh because of they are Arabs. They believe in the same religion with them. Now the others, they see them as Biafrans. Oh, Ipob is there. Oh, Kelechiku is there. Oh, they are there for their Biafrans and Otuduwas. So to hell with them. But these are people that sings like Nightingale every time. The unity of Nigeria, how united Nigeria is. How do you think it's possible? There will never be unity, real unity, until people are allowed to self-determine themselves, to choose for themselves how they want to be governed. Now, once they are okay, that is when you will see them. That unity you have been forcing before will just come naturally. Do you see in Europe a country like Iceland? Maybe our brother from Iceland will call. Iceland has a population of 365,000 only, from president to the last man. 300, they are not up to 500,000, a country. But they have participated in World Cup. The Europeans, they did this. They allowed the people self-determination for peace to reign. That is it. You can never force people into a unified entity they are not part of, where you will be ruling them not according to their belief or religion or tradition. There must be agitation. Do you understand? Do you understand? You see Iceland, you see other small, in Europe they have very small countries that we are not, some are not even up to 200,000 in population. You see Belarus, you see Latvia, you see very small, even Luxembourg, very small countries, but they are allowed self-determination for peace to reign. Because if you don't do that and say, no, we must impose on you, you should not be a country, you are too small, they must agitate for self-determination. Because that is who they are. You can't force them. They will become a thorn in the flesh of everybody. That is what is happening in Nigeria. That is why we are asking for self-determination, which is legal, because it is in the UN Charter. Do you understand? During the Second World War, now President Eisenhower, they now understand of America. They now understand that, look, it is high time for Europe to be kicked out of Africa. They officialize UN Charter for Self-Determination. Because keeping people under bondage, under rule, it was against the tenets of their enlightenment. The thing has been worrying American politicians or American elites right from the First World War. They were working on this. They said, no. How can you keep people, indigenous population, under subjugation? You impose rules from thousands of kilometers in Europe. You don't understand, you don't care about their tradition. They first of all push in the First World War. They said, no, we should understand that the solution to many of the problems we are having is self-determination. And all the allies, including France, England, they say yes. America mark it as a point. They say, okay, let's continue. We allies now, let's continue. During the Second World War, they warned Europe, they said, look, it is no more tolerable for you to continue ruling these Africans like that. That the indigenous population have the right to self-determination. Do you understand? That is to act, take any type of government that matches their way of life. It is their right. They say they gave Europe, prepare to get out of Africa. Because we cannot be here fighting to liberate you and you are there subjugating others in Africa. That was when Europe, you know, our leader have said this here several times. You think that Europe ran away from Africa by choice? America kicked them out. But one thing happened. The Europeans devised another, right from the end of the Second World War, because they didn't want to provoke America. They said, please, okay, give us little time. Let us prepare and get out. They say, okay. Now they devise a clever means, the Europeans, in order to install their stooges, import a type of government that favors Europeans and those their agents in Africa in the name of democracy, thereby ruling Africa with a long hand. That is what is happening. And until we cut that long hand, Africa is heading nowhere. And that is what we are doing. You know, Biafra is the nucleus, the powerhouse, the mitochondria of black race. I will be honest with you. You know, the impostor called us the dots. In another context, he is right. We are the mitochondria, the place where catabolism and anabolism takes place. Breaking down and building, that is where it takes place. Once you start from there, finish. Anything that doesn't start or reach Biafra line, no, it will not get hold. No, do you understand? What we are doing is the genuine self-determination that will touch the black race, even up to Papua New Guinea. That is why our leader defined it as the hardest work on earth. Are you following me? Now, according to the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, I'm talking now about self-determination. All people have the right to self-determination. By virtue of that right, they freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. When we say that we don't want any foreign cows coming to our land to destroy our farms, it is our right. But because we are living in a cage, caliphate cage, with the help of Britain, the unseen hands of Britain, they want to impose on us that, look, you must live with it. It's one Nigeria. Do you see where the problem comes? That is why we, the people, what we are doing, it is self-determination. To live our life the way we are, not being imposed to live like British Nigeria. Do you understand? As our late leader said, Ojukwu, we have tried, we Biafrans have tried severally in order to live as Nigerians. But it is impossible for us because it is not who we are. That is why we are following the route of self-determination to determine our true self, how we are governed, how we should live our lives. Not people in Abuja dictating how we are going to live. We are going to live our lives. No. This has been the cause of problems in Europe. And due to enlightenment, the people understood that this is a very great problem. The Roman Empire, they were profiting from others. The Ottoman Empire, they were profiting. Though the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, they were profiting from subjugating others. But they said no. The Europeans, the Allies, Britain, France, America, they said no. This old system should be abolished. And they agreed. It's a problem. And they say yes. Now, tell me, whatever that is good for the goose, is it not good for the gander? Whatever that is good for the Europeans, is it not good for us Africans? Britain, few years back, or is it last year or last 2 years, they removed themselves from European Union. It's their right. They conducted plebiscite, referendum, in order to decide how they want to be, so that every citizen will participate and decide. Not one politician staying on maybe Buckingham Palace say, no, we love Europe, so we are in Europe. Who are you? We. You are one person. Do you see the problem we are having? Do you see it? Just when you go to the lawyers' press release, those that came to the referendum suit by CNG, Coalition of Northern Group, you will see the Arewa lawyer, the attorney representing the Arewa nation, making a very valid point. He said that what they are doing is to allow everybody, those that are agitating, give them the occasion, the chance, for all of them to decide to participate on a referendum. Very simple. Not one, he said you can, not one person. Maybe because he's a politician, maybe he has access to the media, he will come out and no, we are not a part of that Biafra. We can say we are not, can't reverse out of Biafra. You are one person. You shouldn't decide for everybody because you are one person. The only thing is that you have the privilege to be to have access to media. Others don't have. You see Dave Omahe, oh no, can't Ebony out of Biafra. We are not part of it. Who are that we? Do you see what lack of enlightenment causes? The Europeans, why I love them, they will be having problem, they will be studying that problem until they come to a very permanent solution. what they need is permanent solution to that problem. And you see, they will unleash it. And you see the solution will come. As they are using COVID now to put halt on illegal immigration. You understand? We understand. This is what they have been studying for many years, decades, until they reach to this extent. So the Europeans, they always look for permanent solutions, not temporary one. You know, Africans, they know how to live, only they live by the day. What matters to them is nothing they are getting now. If there is problem, they don't care. Don't worry. Let's play, get our benefit, make our money, don't worry. People that will come in the next 30, 40 years, now them sabi. They are very selfish, wicked character. The United Kingdom, they conducted plebiscite. They respect every citizen. The Prime Minister didn't come and Theresa May didn't come and conclude. No. We are not going to conduct. We the politicians see what you people cannot see. So we know more than you. We should be part of Europe, and that is once and for all. They didn't do that because they respect every human being. As far as you're a citizen, you should be accorded that opportunity because they see their positions not something hereditary. It is just a privilege in order to serve the people for good governance, for better future. That is the way they see it. Not the way these efulefus in our land see political position. Nah, hope most of them boys said what he had been dreaming for ages. God brought it for him. So any person that say he will not be there as a governor. Instead, let everybody perish. This is how monkeys reason. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference between monkeys and real human beings? Do you see it? And you see people around him clap. They will clap. Hey! Because he gives them money. They dish out money. Now they buy your conscience. As you are miserable creature. Lower life. Do you know what is lower life? When you are lower than human being, subhuman, that is lower life. A very low life. When you don't consider things that you should consider. What matters to you is your stomach. That is low life. People without dignity. That's why whenever I hear that, now hunger they do our people, they become, some people will turn to saboteurs. I say, shut up, get out. Somebody might be hungry but reject food. That is dignity. Do you understand? People that are saying this, they are reading the same Bible that, the good thing from themselves, they will not learn. You see people that we are being persecuted. Some we are thrown into prison to deny their faith. They refuse. Is it not the same thing? We are ready to die for what they believe. The only thing that matters for them is, the only thing that they should have done to live good life and live like others is, I agree with them. I'm no more a Christian. Please, I beg. And they will be welcomed. Some of them will be given position. But they rejected that position. It is not because of any other thing, but because they are defending what they believe. That is dignity. So when you see money and say, no, why this? Because of hunger, you are deceiving yourself. You're a low life. Simple. You're a low life. After all, you see our brother Sampe. He was in need of money, but 1 million naira didn't move him. That is a human being, person of dignity. There are people who will be, anybody see me? I beg, make I collect this one. And We can profess Biafra tomorrow to no problem. They believe that they are deceiving you and I. You will not know that they have compromised. As we have some moles in our midst, people that have soiled their hand in one way or the other, with money or with a collaboration or collaborative attitudes, because of the hatred they have in one person or the other. Every time on air, or our people, they know how to hang on something, even the sound of your voice, in order to hate you. Just out of jealousy, nothing more. Now this man every time so Mazi Nnamdi can the same thing. They hated him more. Every time this man says nothing more. They don't care about the substance of what he's saying. That is not their problem. Remember, I'm talking about self-determination. The right to self-determination also has its economic content, which gives the people the right to freely dispose of their natural wealth and resources without prejudice to any obligations arising out of international economic cooperations based upon the principle of mutual benefit and international law. This is exactly opposite of what we're experiencing. Do we have access to our natural resources in our land, in Biafra land? The answer is no. But the UN Charter gave us that right in a self-determination for us to, literally you determine yourself of what you should be, of what you are. That is self-determination. To understand yourself, not what they impose you to be, not what they want you to be. As Ahmad Bello said, that he will make sure for us not to control our destiny. Do you know what that thing is? What that thing means? It's very heavy. It is very heavy. And when you look at it today, do we control our destiny? The answer is no. We don't. That is why they will call you, you are in America, you are in New Zealand, you are in anywhere in Europe. Once you perceive the order of money from a politician in Biafra land, you become excited. Because you don't control your destiny. Therefore, anyone you see, when you don't control nothing concerning you, you scavenge. Anything you see, you can lay your hands on. You take. It's like that. Otherwise, you miss all. But when you are part and parcel of controlling your destiny, you guide it jealously. Any person that wants to come to steal, you block it. You report the person. And the person will go to jail because it is our thing. You are in control of that thing. Do you understand? You protect it. Do you understand me? That is why when you go to some countries, the way they protect their country jealously, you will see an old man or woman. The way you throw out chewing-gum paper, throw it down. He will go and sweep it. Take it, you go and put it in a dustbin at the corner. And you ask why, you will tell that, look, this is my country. You don't need to make it dirty. So please, we suffer to be here. That is what we want. Because they have self-determined themselves. They are in control of their destiny. But as far as you are not in control of your destiny, anything you see, any slightest opportunity for you to steal, you still say, nah, as we are not in charge, anything I can grab. Now, wow, now God bring it now. Now, national cake, let me grab it. And now, wow, everywhere, now, way. Because you are not in control of it. It's just like when in a family, you cannot steal something that belongs to your family because you are part of the owner. Do you understand? You cannot steal it. If you steal it, you're a vagabond. You steal it, you go out you spend it with, or you carry your family land, part of it, you go and sell it any amount. Yeah, it's just a sign of a vagabond. A low-life son. But once you are part and parcel of that family, you are a co-owner of that thing. Anything concerning that family, you'll be protecting it jealously. If you see all of a sudden you come out and see one tipper putting sand on part of your land, you go and run. Nah, you call your father, Papa, see what is happening. But if you are not in control of that, if you are not part of that, if you see a tipper putting down in maybe part of your land, maybe in a faraway place, and you want to, what are you doing? The person will come. You know, I want to build small thing here for the meantime. Take this 1,000 naira. Just keep quiet. You will say, waiting concern me. After all, this family, now wicked family, they push me out. You will not report what is happening. Because you are not part and parcel of those controlling it or co-owners. That is what is happening. That is why you see in Biafra land, in the riverine coastal area of Biafra land, you will see people stealing their own thing in the name of oil bunkering, dying for it. Something that is your own. Now you steal it, causing havoc, pollution everywhere. You are doing it because you are not in control of it. You cannot do that kind of thing in Kuwait, neither in Saudi Arabia, where everybody is a beneficiary. Every citizen. From time to time, you see as a citizen of Kuwait, money will be sent into your account. You just stay and alert will come. $50,000, $80,000 in your family. Now, anytime, you know it comes from your oil. You are part and parcel of it. Anytime you see a suspicious movement about people that want to dig oil, you say, but who are you? No, don't talk, don't talk. We will give you $1 million. You say, shut up. Immediately you call the cops. That is because you are part and parcel of the ownership of that and you are benefiting from that. You need to protect it judiciously. Do you understand? What we are doing is self-determination. To self-determine who we are. Who we're supposed to be. Not being imposed, Nigeria being imposed on us. In order to live like Nigeria. So one Nigeria, you remember, the unity of Nigeria is not negotiable. The decision, you know, in your own community, you see people. Listen, because I need to bring it home. In your community, you see people that are imposed on you as your warrant chiefs. You know them, that this family is a bad family. This family, they never cared about the village. This family are family of killers. But you will see the governor, because he used that person to win an election, or that person help him to rig and kill people for election. He will impose it. The recompense he will do, he will say, you will be the chief. I will give you a certificate of chieftaincy in your own village. That is the imposition. You start suffering. You understand? The people start suffering. You see people now going by night to, to bow down to him. Now, we support you, I beg. Instead of fighting it. Do you understand? They impose on you what you are not. The only solution is self-determination. To agitate, because we have the right to do so. The international law, the international charter gave us that right in order to agitate, to determine how or who we are, instead of what they impose us to be. I don't know what the people are following. Are you following what I'm saying? Okay. Let us continue. Enlightenment brought the Allied forces to understand that the new world peace should depend on allowing people to engage on self-determination, to define who they are through self-rule. That's why in that same First World War, the Allies accepted self-determination as a peace end. Today we are engaged in self-determination in the most peaceful way, which is legal. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is not rocket science. The right of self-determination for all people, or all peoples, was first enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations. That is what we are doing. This self-determination is why some Americans, they declared independence. And that was the start of American Revolution. From 1765 to 1791. Do you understand? It starts with ideology, ideological revolution. Because you cannot be in England telling people how they should live their lives in thousands and thousands of kilometers across the sea, across Atlantic Ocean. You should not be in Abuja commanding us how we should live our lives in the eastern region. Do you see how wicked Nigeria is? They put a federal road, state road, so that even if you have money, you see the road that passes your fatherland, you say, no, let me grade this road, at least I can do it. You are not allowed to do it because you are under occupation. Abuja will bring a military to kill you for trying to fix a road that passed through your fatherland. Do you understand? Do you understand what we are saying now? That is living under bondage. The United Nations Charter gave us the right to determine ourselves, who we are, how we should rule ourselves, how, that our culture, what our tradition prohibits. There is something that baffles me. Nigeria is a very hypocritical, evil entity. They cannot. They have been destroying our people's ways of lives. Means of livelihoods in their own space. The Sharia not. They say, no, you don't sell alcoholic beverages here. Therefore, once they see you selling, they come there, they destroy without mercy, without pity. They say you should not practice. This thing has been going on since 1999. Till death. It never make a very big news. They destroy people's livelihoods. People's millions and millions of naira. Even sometimes they bring down any house that harbors all these alcoholic beverages. And our people, we know how to endure. We know how to keep quiet. Let me tell you one thing. If our nation is restored, Biafra, we will have a special department that deals with the Nigerianization of people. I'm telling you. Because Nigeria built pressure. That is why our people, when they want to deal with their own brothers at any slightest provocation, some of them, you see them dealing with their own brothers as if they are not humans. Do you know the reason? The real provocators is Nigeria. But they don't see where to vent their anger. That is why anything that their brother does to them, even if slightest thing, they are ready to go to any length. Because they were harboring malice that was caused by Nigeria, by the caliphate. You see people that worked hard after their shops that they spent their lifetime building will go into flames. No compensation, no fire service, no person to talk to, no person to help them. Many of them will go back to village, start doing keke nape on higher purchase. People that built their life by themselves without no government help, they become sad, always sad, sadists. Any slightest thing, once a year, tifo in Onisha. Oh, this tifo, this, they will, that anger will come in them. They will go and they don't care what the person did, whether it's still a banana to eat because he's hungry. They will burn that person. Before you know, they have brought matches and kerosene to burn the person. Why? Because of the anger of Nigeria. Because when you look at their stories, you see that either some of them, they run down from the north, they lost everything. Some you see police brutality, police just brutalize either them or any member of their family for nothing, or military, even kill any of them. So they that anger have been there. They don't know how to vent it out because no place to complain to. No place to run to because the system that is there is not for them. It's an imposition on everybody. That is why virtually our people became naked wire. If you touch any person at the slightest provocation, the person is ready to react acidically. Do you see what we are suffering in Nigeria? We know how to endure from Nigerian, Nigerian evil against us. We know how to endure it because there is no place to, nowhere to go, no person to complain. We are not to complain to. We are all Nigerians, so you have to endure it for the unity of one Nigeria. Ona Soginobi. When you remember what you pass through, what you are passing through, is there. Remember, we have the right to self-determination. That is what we are doing. It is only that the caliphate, they don't know what is common law. They don't understand the modern governance. For them, everything is conquest. You know, in Europe, Ottoman Empire was brought down during the First World War. They were brought down. They occupy many parts of Arab land, Arabian Peninsula, North Africa, including Palestine, Israel of today. What the Europeans, England, the UK, and France did, mostly England, UK, United Kingdom, they made an agreement secretly with Arabs in Palestine and other parts of Arabian Peninsula, giving them, writing agreement with them that, look, rise up against your occupiers. You know, these people, they know how to play. Remember that the Ottoman Empire, they were Muslims. They are still. The Arabs too, they are Muslims. But they were under the rule, very brutal Ottoman rule. The Arabs. It doesn't matter that their religions are the same. The same way the caliphate, the Fulani caliphate, is ruling, in control of Hausa land, using religion to deceive them. It happened with the Ottoman Empire. And coincidentally, Ottoman Danfodio is another Ottoman. Do you understand? Ottoman Danfodio and the Ottoman Empire is the same thing. If you understand. Ottoman, they are all Ottoman. Okay? So, for you to know, you that is an Hausa, or any part of any northern tribe that is a Muslim listening to me, the caliphate doesn't spare you. Forget about they are using religion to deceive you that you are all one. It is lie. It happened during the Ottoman Empire. They occupied the Arabs. They were maltreating them, subjugating them. No matter that they pray together in one mosque, but they still occupied their lands, taking over their lands. The Arabs understood finally, after 600 years of occupation, they collaborated with so-called unbelievers, the Europeans, that is not of their religion. The Arabs said, no, if we continue doing this Islam with these Ottomans, they will wipe us out. Forget about religion. Let us liberate ourselves. And they did so. They turned and struck to the amassment of the Ottoman Empire, the Ottomans. They turned around and retaliated, and the whole population, they started striking. Because the Ottoman Empire, they were using Islamic religion in order to cool down the Arabs. Oh, we are one people. Just like the House of Fulani. Oh, we are House of Fulani, we are one people. When they go to the mosque, they preach to them very nice. We are one people, this and that. But you are under occupation, all ye houses. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you study history, you see that the mistake you are making now, others has made it. Others made it. So you need to learn from history. The Arabs, they didn't look at religion any longer. They now understood, after 600 years of occupation by the Ottoman Empire, they said, no, we need to collaborate, even if it's devil. We need to collaborate with devil, even if he's an unbeliever, for us to be free. After freedom, we will come back to religion, no problem. That is how all the northern tribes that are the caliphate is using Islam to deceive. That is how they should do. Instead of being deceived every time in the mosque, they will tell you, Onyamiri, don't listen to Onyamiri, they are deceiving you. You see that Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is Onyamiri, is an unbeliever. No, they are using this in order to continue subjugating you. Are you finding it luxury or luxurious in your land? The people that are on top of you, your emirs, look at them, they are Fulanis. The people they impose on you, they are Fulanis. Do you understand? Why is it so? But they are using religion in order to continue deceiving you. You need to do self-determination. What Biafrans are doing. That is what you should do. Forget about that religion. It is the Ottoman Empire, they use it to deceive Arabs that are Muslims. Every time they calm them down with, we are one people in Islam, so, but they are subjugating them. The owners of the land, the Arabs. When Arabs' their eyes open, they say, no, these people, we need to rise against them. And they rose up and pursued the Ottomans. And that is how they were defeated. And the whole nations that were under their control were liberated. Do you understand? This self-determination, it is highly profound. That is why America, being wise and good, let me tell you, they are good. Now, they look at self-determination as a means to achieving peace. When you allow people to have a say, to rule themselves in their own way, that is when you have peace. But when you come, you impose government on them, impose your person on them, and you think that you are living in peace, you should be peaceful. This is no more that time. It is no more the era of imposition. That is why they, judiciously carved out this self-determination that every people have the right to self-determination, to determine who you are, how you want yourself to be governed. That is what we are doing today. It is not a crime. The caliphate, they don't know what is law. That is why they are, they are using state resources in order to behave anyhow. You are helping them as a people out of ignorance. The media are helping them, Nigerian media, because of the love of money and the hatred of Igbo man. That is what is helping them. Do you understand? Until people start understanding that, look, what Biafrans are doing, they are in conformity with the law. They are not breaking any law. It is this right to self-determination that warranted European colonialists to physically leave Africa. But as I said before, they cleverly left their shadows in the form of imposing their African agents through their so-called democracy. This is more dangerous than their physical presence during the colonial days. Let me tell you, the American Revolution, as I was saying before, it was an ideological and political revolution that occurred in British America between 1765 and 1791. Because they saw it unnecessary for an English queen living thousands of kilometers across the Atlantic to impose a tea law, to impose the law that they don't care. Impose laws on them that is absurd. And they are there having fun. Do you see? They don't care about their demography. They don't care about their tradition. They don't care about the weather. They don't care about how the people feel. They just impose their law. Now they look at this and say, no, we cannot continue like this. It is either now or never. Because as a human being, one of the characteristics of a living thing is reaction, response to stimuli. If you are a living thing, you must always respond to stimulus. You must respond to your situations, to your surroundings. It is only inanimate objects or dead living thing that doesn't respond to its environment. But we, being humans, being living, that is why we say we can no more take it. We can no more be expelled from our land through economic strangulation, stifling our economic situations so that we run away from our lands. And we think that it is a good thing. Anywhere you go, if you know it's Igbo man, you run away. We laugh over it. You don't know that this is a highly orchestrated, calculated attempt in order to kill our race. Don't you know that? As I said, we as human beings, as living organisms, that is why we are responding to the stimuli of economic strangulation, to the stimuli of subjugation, to the stimuli of this marginalization, stark marginalization. They are no more hiding it. Do you understand? In the name of one Nigeria, we are doing our self-determination. We are determining our way of life because we have the right to do so. Self-determination is under the United Nations Charter. We are not doing something illegal. We are determining our way. Our way we should be ruled, or we should rule ourselves, instead of people imposing on us who they want us to be. It is high time we call a spade, and that is what we are doing. For every successful political revolution to take place, remember, there must first of all be an ideological revolution. It happened during the American Revolution. Without the ideological revolution of Americans, without them understanding that, look, we need to change the ways we reason. This, their political revolution, that is the physical one, wouldn't have borne any good or positive result. What we are doing here is to, first of all, change the way we reason. Our leader said this, that we are resetting our psyche. That distortion they have done in our brains, that distortions that Nigeria, imposition of Nigeria have damaged in our brain cells, that is what we are trying to fix back. And that is the most important part of this revolution. Without ideological revolution, physical or political revolution becomes obsolete. In Africa today, when you see a country rise up to pursue their presidents, it's a good thing. But without people being enlightened, they go back to the quagmire. In Burkina Faso today, I think they have done another military coup. You understand? How I hope and pray that the military guys will be like Thomas Sankara. In order to, because I don't see Africa progressing through this so-called democracy they are imposing on us. It is rubbish. Because what Europeans made Africans to believe in this democracy is only electioneering, rig election. Now, the whole presidents, I'm telling you, the whole political elites in Black Africa, they are agents of the Europeans. Do you understand? They are agents of the Europeans. That is why any person that enters is the same thing. Vote in, vote out. Vote in, vote out. And once you vote in, people continue shouting. And the same quagmire. Because the Europeans, they are the people there. Distorting whatever. Until some boys that don't care about, that sacrifice their lives, that are ready to sacrifice their lives, take over in some countries in Africa and say to hell with Europe. The same way Thomas Sankara did. And what did they do? They still use one of his innermost caucus personnel in the name of Blaise Compaoré, who is always eating and dining with him. They use him to bring him down. That is what the Europeans master. The art of eliminating Africans with fellow Africans. The same way they killed Magufuli of Tanzania, who rejected everything concerning European aids. But he was building Tanzania. That is why I also pray for this man of Rwanda, Paul Kagame. For him not to be killed by his own people. By some of his own internal moles that are very dangerous, more dangerous than outsiders. That is why I'm always vehement against any person that is coming into this platform in order to act as a friend, as a member of IPOB. But all he's doing, his intention is to bring this harmony among indigenous people of Biafra. God will judge and punish that person and the generations. What we are doing, we are not joking. We are on self-determination. This is where I'm going to stop so that I will open my lines. But before I do that, I will go into a few minutes break. I will be right back.
That you were brand new able to nothing. Nandi and Nebo Morgan or one in. The person of the going to carry away IPOB man, because here IPOB knows up preaching. The requires ESN ma. That's why you only have 2 major TV stations in the zoo essentially. The rest is on contract. If you have something to say, you pay them and they stream it for you. You have wedding, you pay them money, they come, they stream it live. Where does Channels TV get their money from? From the government. So they must always stay the government line. And these are journalists. We are led to believe. Do you see how your problems are multiplying in the zoo? Even those you are relying upon to save you cannot save you. You run to your pastor, and your pastor is more interested in building the next 10 million capacity auditorium. What is happening to you? He doesn't want to know. How many of your pastors have spoken against the occupation of our forests by these aliens from the Sahel? How many, I ask you, how many? I'm sure on Sunday you go and pay your tithe and your offering. Garba Shehu, senior special assistant to Muhammadu Buhari, who is now dead, of course, said that they're using army helicopters to bring arms to bandits. Fulani controlled army, supplying arms and equipment to Fulani bandits from across the Sahel. And you're still talking about one Nigeria, as if your brain is not correct. Maybe, you know, sometimes to be honest with you, some days I get so upset that I want to say to Elohim, allow me to ask IPOB to go to sleep. Dissolve ESN. Say to IPOB, no more activities, no more agitation, go arrest for 2 years. So that Fulani can come and do suya with some of our people who are so foolish. If not for IPOB, there will be no Nigeria. What we have today is Islamic Republic of Nigeria. Islamic. They will write it there. Nothing will happen. It's all that have been holding the fort, holding the line. And what did they do? They connive with the same people we are fighting to save.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE coming to you via Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from Olo province of Biafra land. Today is the 24th day of January 2022. Our lines are now open. Our direct line is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. I have a first caller on Signal. Let me please. Caller on Signal, hold on please. Let me try to pick this caller on direct line. Caller on direct line, can you hear me? Caller on direct line, can you hear me? No, I don't know. You call back, I don't know what is happening. Caller on Signal, please, you can go on. Can you hear me? Call on Signal.
I can hear you loud and clear, my brother. How are you doing?
Welcome to the program.
No, my brother. Thank you. Mazi, if you are in the spirit, if any Biafran is in the spirit, or if you are choosing or called by Elohim to do this job, you will understand what you are doing. And if you have a design spirit, when a person is talking about Biafra, you will understand where the person is coming from, even before the person lands. Yes, you will. 3 days ago, I spoke about Chris Wise. Seriously.
Please, I don't want to call directly.
Okay,
please.
Okay,
I
will not. I will not.
Going to be discussing.
I will not. Yes, I will not. Yeah, so then people come over the radio. Our brother was attacked, and he reviewed what happened to him. And you hear somebody calling Radio Biafra talking about going to kill politicians to leave the people who attacked that young man and go first of all to kill the politician. As if these people that went to attack this guy was children that are 6 years old. They are mature, they collected money, they can be able to carry a gun to go after people. And you say we shouldn't go after them. Whenever something is said on Radio Biafra, you come to turn it upside down. It's exactly something that happened when somebody says that he was with Mandela in the prison. When I listen to these people, I've said something. I will protect this, like our leaders say. Let's protect this struggle with everything that is in us. I will not hesitate to call Radio Biafra to stop that person. It doesn't matter what name you bear. It doesn't matter if you're giving me food. And I want to make people to understand. In my position in IPOB, where I am, if you are my brother, if you are my secretary, if you're one of the connectors under me, you mess up. When they say Gamutianaka, I want to know and we go hold you for hand. Machina Samara Nabania. Nami Oma Gage Naka, any police. Because time will come that we're going to go all over wherever anybody is that is trying to destroy this thing that our leader has built on top of the blood.
It's coming. People think
if you're not very careful, you are setting your family ablaze. If you don't know what to say, like me, you know, 1999, let me say 2000, when I joined Mosob, I was staying in Agulejika, just in the Dolo bus stop there, 3 buildings away from IYKE's house. I know his wife, Lolo. I know his wife, the very white, fair woman. I know him very, very well. I was among the people who was trained as a military inside our house there, protecting that. Away I am for some Nnamdi Boranando, Naka Aku was Rike. We were thinking to find out exactly who is this man until we find out that this is the person that we're looking for. Mother from somewhere. We are talking about freedom, self-determination for crying out loud. We are all over the place, going up and down like, okay.
What makes them to enter IPOB, whether they can be popular? Anywhere there is a write-up for something, they squeeze their name there. Oh, nah, Kamara Yamara. We know all these things. For goodness sake. They think that we are joking.
My brother, we have said this thing. People think maybe we are talking over the radio. My elder brother, I'm more my sister after my elder brother. Let's as my elder brother. 1968. Let me tell you something. If people don't understand what we are doing, you are a fool. In fact, you're supposed to be roasted alive. Some Bini or some part of Yoruba when they were NSAS live and the NSAS. Some policemen were roasted. And some of them were eating live.
That is the animosity people generated from the hatred incurred on people. That is why, people don't understand. They think that I know. People think that you are freedom fighter. A time will come, we'll be hunting ourselves in the diaspora. I'm not talking about Biafra land or in Nigeria. People don't understand what is happening or what will come.
My brother, we are fighting for self-determination. When we get freedom, we can now talk who we are. It was very unacceptable to me because for somebody to come over the radio, sit down now. Okay, I'm working now. Somebody said they are not with Mandela na prison. When the year that he was calling was the year that people cannot even come to town. You need a tag to come to town. Not talkers of a useless for him to say you're coming to town. You steady. All this thing that we are saying and all this thing we are doing. This evening. Yeah, I have Tala. If you're not ready for this, please pack aside. If I do anything to jeopardize this struggle that we're into, may me and my generation be wiped away. But if you follow me to this oath that I took, and I led a lot of people, and I took it every time that I'm in any place that we we are leading people into this struggle. I took it with them. Let me tell you, if you don't get away from the road, that oath will come after you through us. It's not going to come after you by that name. That oath that you took is just to say you can do me anything. But I'm telling you, the people that can do you that thing is us. It's not the spirit only. The spirit will chase after you, but we want to ourselves. We are looking for self-determination. And any governor who is thinking that you say that Imo State or Ebonyi State is not part of Biafra, you are one person. You have one vote. If you don't know what we are doing and you think we are doing child's play, I'm sorry for you. Mazi Jonathan, thank you for the good job you're doing.
There were. People don't understand what it means. Go and research about American Revolution. John Hancock, a billionaire, the most wealthy man that time. He left all his riches, all his investments, and lied low, started hiding from one farm to another, running away from the British onslaught, just to make sure that his people are free. And somebody will come and start playing around in what we are doing. You think that we are sane people? Let me tell you, we are insane. All of us, we are late. Until Biafra comes, that is when we shall rise up. Any of us or any of us that is still alive will rise up. But for now, we are late. I'm telling you honestly. I have a caller on. Oh, what's up? Please hold on. I don't know why my calls on direct line are. I don't know. Wait, just hold on, please. I have a call on WhatsApp. Hold on. You can also call on Signal. You can also call on Signal, please. Signal is free. Okay, let me check to pick call from the direct line. No, the direct line is cutting. Let me do something. Meanwhile, caller on WhatsApp. Go on, please. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller.
Good evening from here.
There, well, welcome to the program.
Yeah, Mazi, thank you so much for your good work, for your steadfastness, for your doggedness, that every time you come in this hallowed platform, you preach the truth without adding anything that can make it sweet in our ears. You speak it raw. Just like Hamadike, one of Biafra. It's like he has given you that blessing that comes from him. Mazi Jonathan, I bless you.
And you too.
Before I proceed, I will not forget to send my warm greetings to Hamadike, one of Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the man who has made me who I am today, that I can stand strong to do the needful without being fear in the presence of my enemies. Chukwu Kabiama, guide and protect you on that on 16th of February. Chukwu Kigegemuro, and you will be released unconditionally to come to continue with us until Biafra is restored, because it is a promise of Chukwu and it must surely come to pass. Mazi, this is Mazi speaking, and I'm calling from Austria by the special grace of Chukwu Kabiama. I am the IPOB Austria National PRO. Mazi, when we speak, just as my brother that spoke last, people don't know how mad we are. They thought this freedom that we are in, we all of us came here to joke. They don't know that the spirit of the people that have died have jumped into us, that we are no more normal human beings. That the day we took an oath to fight for this freedom is the day we signed our debt, that we are just ghosts, perambulating. Just as you said, it's only when Biafra will come. Some of us that are still in this ghost, that are still alive, can be able to come out and become human being again. Man, see, these people that are causing this pain to us, we can never enter Biafra with them. After all, when the America got their freedom, they fought within themselves. We will destroy
bitter 8-year war. Bitter one.
People don't understand.
What they killed among them is more than even what was killed during the War of Independence. People don't understand. Light must defeat darkness completely for light to shine. It must erase darkness completely. People think that it is only, you know, Mazi, please, God.
Mazi, we have said it. If you are not ready for this freedom, you know that you are standing on top of the fence and you don't know where to jump to. Better get away from IPOB. We are warning you now. You see these people causing this havoc. Mazi, do you see some of these criminals that have come against the system of people in the name of ransom fund, using the name of IPOB? They want to raise funds. They are using to cause havoc to claim more of Biafra causing problem. Trying to cause a problem that they will use to turn on the head of our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, that they are enforcing their idiocy. Mazi, these people, we can never ever, we know all of them, and the world will be us witness. The day will start. No human being on this earth can be able to stop us because they are causing us, they are causing our people pains. And we cannot continue to watch these people doing this evil to us. Enough is enough. If you know that you are part of this criminal, desist from it, or you will see the wrath of IPOB. When we say we are mad, people don't understand. Mazi Nnamdi said we have two things. We have what is called our. We will join the two together. If you want the gentle madness, we give you. If you want the raw madness, we give you. We said it before you, as an IPOB leader. If before you want to jump into gutter, now you will be on that gutter waiting for you. We are not gentle in this struggle. We are warning all of you. Don't use the name of IPOB to raise a fund. Don't use the name of IPOB media to raise a fund because you are not part of us. Don't use anything concerning Mazi Nnamdi to raise a fund because you are not part of IPOB. And those of you who are going to this raising of the fund, putting your money, they are using your money to cut havoc to Biafra land, and you don't want to be careful about it. If you are giving your money to these people, you know that you are part of them.
Let me see.
You are part of them.
Mazi, can you hear me? Just 1 second.
Yes, Mazi.
Do you know these people, these mischief makers? You know, they want to raise a fund, this and that. Now, Nigeria government will stimulate their agents to go and promote that raising of fund. You go the day they will raise the fund, just watch. You see people that will give them $50,000. You see people that will give them money. Many of them are Nigerian agents. What they are doing, it started when Ekweremadu was disgraced in Germany. There, he now say, okay, I will make sure to revenge by destroying IPOB. When you look at the autopilot, it was there. Look at the video there. He was vehemently videoed castigating IPOB. That useless scam. That 2019, he was on video castigating IPOB very, as evil as he can, very bitterly. That was when they look and say, okay, he will be the media. They molded people in order to infiltrate IPOB. You cannot fight with a Juko Kabiama. Mazi, please go on and round up. People are waiting. Go on.
So yeah, my brother, thank you so much, Mazi. And the reason why I am so fanatical about Biafra and I must do everything humanly possible to make sure that Biafra will come is because the only breadwinner I have in my house, my senior brother died in this struggle. The only breadwinner that's supposed to make me what I'm supposed to be today, that is good. But my brother, Jonathan, I only saw the picture. The day I saw the picture, I cried. My father told me, this your brother that was the only one that's supposed to make you who you are going to be today. But he died in this Biafra struggle. And I cannot fold my hand to what these enemies destroying what we are fighting for because of my own children, Mazi. If it's because of me, I don't care. But because of my children, I want them to have a home. We are even here in Africa where we are living. If they make them angry, they will fight them and go back home. Because you don't understand we have everything. And I'm asking also my comrades us here in Austria. We know what is on our hands. Please come out and do the needful to make sure that our leader Mazi is released unconditionally. There is nothing any human being can do to hold our leader because he has not committed any crime. He's an innocent man. His only crime he's committed is that he's asking for the freedom of his own people. He's a prisoner of conscience. He wants to hear us and hear us well. Please, here in Austria, very soon we are going to have our protest. We ask every Austrian comrade, moment of freedom here in Austria, be ready very soon. We will get our information about the protest we are planning, and we urge everybody, please begin now to get free, so that when the date will be announced, all of us will rise down to Kenya Embassy and the UN headquarters to let them know that our leader Nnamdi Kanu is still in the hands of these criminals call themselves DSS. May God bless you, my brother Jonathan. Continue to do the good work. Your days belong. Thank you, Mazi.
There will remain blessed. Caller on signal, hold on. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line.
Mazi, I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
The whole world is hearing you. Please go on.
Thank you very much, my big brother, Mazi Jonathan. I appreciate you so much, believe you me. And Biafrans appreciate you. Biafrans all over the whole world is your brother, but we call him from UK. I salute our leader, Ahmadike. I say, may our ancestors keep guiding and protecting you. And Biafrans all over the whole world, the genuine ones, you know yourself, and I salute you. Mazi, you have said it all. You know what I want to say? I want to remind Biafrans something that our leader said. Our leader said, if the Fulanis came to our land, they did not see any saboteurs to do their job, they will go away. Matt, I don't know if you're here, if you are getting what I'm saying.
Of course.
If they come, they didn't see any saboteurs to carry out their job, they will go away. But if they came, they see saboteurs to do their job. Go back to his brokers. He made it clear. He is somebody that for you to understand the language of our leader. Our leader is not gonna come out and tell you there's something you people want to hear from that man. He made it clear. The agenda. But if they come, carry the agenda. Somebody called my attention. He said to me that, do you know that IPOB intelligence is failing? I said, how? He said to me that when Kotamadu was beaten in Germany, that is where we could have checkmate this criminal in Finland. That we fear. Now this is man who come out and castigate IPOB in public. He castigate us. He said the IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go and beg for a matter. That criminal that turn up for now. He thought, little do we know, maybe we thought that I don't know how we actually wanna hire. I don't know. That is when the guy told me this. I said, no way, that we should have checkmated him that time. That is when we failed to checkmate him. We said, yes, you said it all. And it's what is happening now. And that is why we can never leave any stone unturned. We can never allow things like this to happen again. Never. IPOB will never allow this thing to happen. That is when Premadu recruit to this idiot. I tell people that this guy is a double agent. And now everybody are beginning to understand it. I am saying that the people that introduced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to this idiot, to come out here to apologize to Biafrans. You have to. You have to. You know, people, you know yourself, you have to come out and apologize. That we made a mistake. We never know. This guy was recruited by a Kuramato. I am telling you the gospel. He's doing, whatever you see he's doing, is what they ask him to do. But we didn't know he come to our leaders. Being our leader, a good man, watching Eke. When you meet our leader, you know what pain him most. What pain him most is the suffering of our people. That is what pain him most. When you look at him, you will know that what pain him most is the suffering of our people. Now, the day I meet our leader, the day I see him, I notice that what pain him most is our suffering. It's what pain him most. Mazi, we will never make this mistake again. We will checkmate everybody that comes close to our leader. We will make sure who you or somebody who won to come closer to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be out. You must be free. Let me tell them the week. Let me tell Biafrans. Do you know that this Western world are very clever? There's something I was discussing with somebody. If we lose, if we don't checkmate Fulani, if we don't drive them, if we don't stop them from putting their Quran to the ocean, you see now that we are calling Western world to come. You see now that we are calling EU to come. You see now that we are calling Western world to come. They will ask you, this Western world you see, they will ask you, why didn't you fight? Why didn't you resist them? Touch, case close. What are you going to do? They will ask you, they fight, them themselves fight. They will ask you, can you know me? What did you do? What did you do? Mazi, before I drop, people accuse DOS. People accuse the innocent people. I thank you every day that nothing happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This honorable man, now Hama could have been in trouble like this. For somebody who be asking, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu family is enemy of Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu family is the enemy of Biafra. Mazi, this Apuebu in US change the narrative, deceiving our people that DOS is telling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And our people believe this idiot, that useless woman. We never know that this woman is a PDP campaign manager. Mazi, if recently we begin to dig out everything about a woman, a PDP campaign manager working for a Kodemado. Now, Mazi, Chinasa Nworu came out. He challenged these useless people. If you say that DOS knows what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, send the delegate. You, at least now, you cannot say that you cannot assume our leader. He said, send the delegate, go there and ask our leader, did the DOS send you? Do you know up to today? I am watching, I have been going around to see if they have sent their delegate to go and ask Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that question. They never go. But they are deceiving our people. DOS is telling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu family is the enemy of Biafra. And you see our people. And you see these gullible people. Mazi. Abrona habia honya zota wuha. Hala ha so but habia ha honya zota wuha. They will carry on the agenda. Owoka wilulu. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Remain blessed. I have many calls flooding in. I have a caller on signal that has been here 15 minutes plus. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Is it Kelechi? Yes. Caller on signal, can you hear me? My goodness me. You have been there for some time. Caller on signal, can you hear me? Please, you need to call back. You are not speaking. I have a caller on. You waited for so long and after you are not speaking. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on signal, hold on, I'll come to you. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program.
You don't get it, sir.
The Kwarage.
Oh, the name with the guitar, Mazi. And make sure your program every day on a program, but you will give you some Biafra land now, Mazi.
There we
I got drinking nama. I'm na many call na akpo. I made on him with agi. Yes. I understand Mazi. I got drinking nama. This week na oromage. Chukwu ka bia maga na echekwa bunu. No punamba dunu. Onye obuna say na you neme no wa. Adiro mma. Onye bụ kpata olugbu bitter leaf. Ya kwakwala ya kwa. Yete ya like that. That is all from na go. Onye si n'ihu na mmadụ mma onye ọkpado olugbo ya afa ya etekwala ete ya just ọfacha ya otu o were otu ya afakwala afa ya elie ya Yamaruton Ade. Your topic yesterday, Mazi, so your topic yesterday and today on. In fact, like this, Mosimba, Radio Biafra, but the best university in the whole world, one in Bangburu. Only you could that Juruma for Mazi. You could that Juruma for all these saboteurs. I want on a Biafra land. I mande bondebo, re Ipob nona. Nona obodo Iba na work no ma. Ne make a Biafra nwere I na afọcha ndị bụ saboteurs bụ hapụta bịa gwa okwu na Facebook. Anyị afụgo ha. For me, I'm not my blog. I don't follow her. I cannot follow sabo people. You could rabala juruma for where Mazi buna. Those people na sabotage Biafra. Anywhere hand no more buna European land or any place of buna. By God grace, I can meet her one by one. That is my own. I can meet her one by one. You could not ballet which you for well. Because these people claim that na structure Mazi Nnamdi can create. No, you Mazi. No, you Mazi. That is you to claim. Some people put us in actually Ipob make ego. After na ha mechara ihe a na-eme na ndụ ha mecha ihe n'ọba ihe ha na-eme nwetara ego no na Ipob ka a ga-abịa na-egwu rie ego na-eme nka but ihe m na-agwa gị Mazi bụ na otu anyị gwara inyere message n'abalị a mụnwa pick some points n'ime ya anybody na sabotage Biafra Mazi maka Chukwuka Abioma onye ọba ga na-visit ya n'ele country ọnọ anyị nọ na Biafra land anyị nwekwejigokwara ahụ nke ọbụla ihe onye ma bụ ka nne egere dị Biafra nke ọbụla Mazi Chike Dozie m kwuru na nke Chinasa Nworu kwuru Chinasa Nworu mechala gwa ndị saboteurs ka ha gado onwe ha ga meet our leader n'ebe ọ nọ na Abuja mana up to today onwe onye gara mee ihe ahụ onwe bụ onye mere ya Mazi. So that is it. Ihe m na-agwa unu bụ kunu jisi ike n'ọrụ m na-arụ n'ujisi ike Mazi ọ ga-adịru na mma. That is only na ngagwa gị n'abalị a ọ ga-adịrị na ma Mazi Chike Dozie m na Mazi Chinasa Nworu ụtọ bụ n'osi na-aga na work hard in order to Biafra pụta Chineke ga na-echi unu na-agbu n'ike like rotunu ji nọrọ silent na-arụ ọrụ na spiritual onwe ma ihe na-arụ but mgbe unu pụtara like this make a point like this ndị saboteurs jiri na-ekwu nke ha na-ekwu but ihe m na-agwa unu bụ na-etilekwa anya n'ihe ọbụla ndị saboteurs na-ekwu Mazi Chinasa Nworu and Chike Dozie m ọ ga-adịru na mma. Thank you sir. Ọ ga-adịrị gị na mma Mazi n'abalị a. Thank you.
The Kwarage, thank you very much. We must continue. I have a caller on signal, but hold on. Let me pick caller on direct line. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? This is call from the zoo. I received call from direct line from other countries and it was very clear. Now the call has dropped. Caller on signal. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Mazi, good evening.
Yeah, well, welcome to the program. Thanks for holding on for 5 minutes. Go on.
Thank you very much. We can do everything possible as long as Biafra is concerned. Mazi, thank you. My name is Chukwemeka Mabuzo. I'm calling from Italy, aka Chris. You have made a lot of preach this evening, a lot, and I will beg your indulgence, please. If you prolong the preaching, not too long, that is make a lot of series of preaching, it will not enter inside the brain or skull of black man. You know our skull.
Will be
something of 100 or something 50 years.
I understand.
You understand what I mean?
Yes.
So now let me begin from one of the your analysis this evening. You talk about the Bible. Why the Europeans calculated everything. That things one man here in Italy used to play with me all the time. Anytime he came to where I'm working, he said that there are people play card and tell you about your destiny here. So anytime they come, he said some people ask the woman that play card, I say, how do you know that I have this problem? He said, because what happened to you happens to me. So now, not that he says. So he said, because that thing that happens to you also happens to me. So what am I saying? The Europeans calculated the exigency, the necessity of life. Calculate everything that will happen, that will come out in life, in future, even in the past. They put it in Bible and tell you that this is your hope. They sold hope to you. And you believe that everything you want to do will come out from the... Look at our people. The only way they draw their justification or whatever they do is from Bible. Before you talk, you said the Bible said this. This is their way. And this is the only thing where we draw our conclusion. To have patience, to tell you to calm down so that they cannot react. You cannot fight for something to do. Now, somebody who has lived in Europe, in America, can testify that if something good is inside Bible, the Europeans will not bring it to Africa, as you said. They will never.
Mazi,
come on, this engineer. Look at. Let me give you a
Mazi,
go ahead.
You made a point here. If they want us to learn good thing or reveal secrets that will help us, why haven't they made started Boeing manufacturing or Airbus manufacturing in Nigeria?
For where? For where? They can't do that.
The whole translations of the Bible in Igbo language, to the extent even different translations in Igbo, in different, so that the kind go away now, till eternity. We're hoping.
Even these revolution books, revolution books that you can read to know how people get their freedom, they can hide it for you. They put it in library. Now, you will pay a very heavy money to obtain it, but the Bible they give you free. That's the problem. Then another thing is that we talk of the something like engineer, a lot of things they study. They cannot even make you know the secret behind it. Look at this common telephone now. The charger, the China build their own, America build their own. This will be the charging point are the same thing. Watch any day a black man build the telephone and the charger. The charging point will change, and your own will become fake. If they love us, why are they castigating the palm oil that we are using in this country? They were using all over. Since so before I was born, my grandfather was using it.
But olive oil that grows in the Mediterranean, they advertise it that, oh, it's pure. You even to the extent it can heal your sickness. Oh, people
use it to pray now. What they sell in Spain here now. That is it. And that's why I say, if you want to preach, reduce it in a lowest minimum so that I will be able to contain their brain. Because what if I see, look at that, that's what I cry. I say Hitler made mistake. You could have leveled that area and used it to make fun. That we're occupying a place where human beings are supposed to be, and they use it to bring out things that can feed other people. That we are just occupying just the land for nothing. Our brain is not working. It's not working at all. People who use oil written in the body there, how you use it to cook, to do anything, they use it to pray. Pray, and the heaven will never come down. My dear brother, I don't know where to start to talk about you. We have made a lot of preaching that touches my heart. That's why I say, let me just call and lay my own a little bit contribution. Thank you for your good work and let us hope that those we are talking to will hear. That's our problem. Any day we hear and we march in the street, we get our freedom immediately. And that thing, let me tell you another thing, sorry. There's something I don't like much. You're talking about our self-determination. How do I decide that this self-determination we're talking about, we're not going to create another land in Biafra land. It's the same land that we only want to use our hands to decide where we put airport, where we put even in Olo. Say airport will be in Olo today, not in Owerri. We can do that. That's our own decision. And somebody say, no, now I have to go to America or Europe to get authority from them before I will become a nation. This is where I don't buy with this United Nations. This is where I don't buy with it. Our freedom is our hands. Even those ones coming as United Nations, we burn them away. If you remain 10 people will get freedom. Thank you, my dear brother. God bless you.
They will remain blessed too. We must continue. There will. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Thank you for holding on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
There will. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Mazi, Jonathan, Chinedu.
There will.
I remain Mazi Milimalugo. I'm calling from Dubai. Greeting my fellow Biafrans all over the world. I greet you all. Mazi, Jonathan, Chinedu, I must thank you very much for your good work to we Biafrans. I must thank Chukwuka Abiyama for the wisdom that he gives to you. Your topic tonight is a wonderful topic. Our self-determination. The problem we have in this struggle, or in this our land Biafra, or in a black man race, especially in Africa, is what the damage that white people did to the brain of our people. White people stood, just as our brother that just dropped corner just said, white people study what is going to happen in this future, what life is all about. You know, white people are very wise. They study everything and they put it in Bible and they push it to us, to we Africans, so that we will study it and they sink it into our brain. Think that is how life is. That is why they read this Bible in every language, in Efik language, in Yoruba language, in Igbo language, in every language, so that we will sink it in our brain. And that is what is happening in our land today. How can somebody will think that he will have hope for what he didn't know whether that very thing is on existence, and then you will be telling that very person that let's have our freedom. That person will say, you know, my hope is in heaven. That you didn't know whether heaven is in existence or not in existence. That is my fear, and that is my worry about our people. Then we tell our people that those people that are fighting for freedom is a wayward people. That they are a wayward people. That let them have hope in heaven. Let them forget about freedom. You see? So my brother, my beloved brother Jonathan Chinedu, I don't know how we are going to plead to our people so that our people will understand that freedom is everything. When we have freedom, we have everything in this earth. That there is nothing like heaven and there is nothing like hellfire. Why people use those things to deceive people? We must tell the truth. Mazi, Jonathan Chinedu, we must stop. We can no longer keep this truth again. We must tell our people the truth. The heaven we are talking on this earth, heaven that we are talking is that good government. In any country that you have a good government, you already have heaven. Nigeria is a typical example. Any country that you didn't have any good government, like Nigeria now, that is hellfire. Nigeria is a typical hellfire on earth. That is hellfire that we are talking about. If this useless religion that our people are practicing that have damaged the brain of our people, if it is a good thing, we will be number one people that it will be working good for.
But see how poverty and the hardship are ravaging our people in Africa, especially in that evil contraction called Nigeria. They will be deceiving people, telling people that Jesus is everything, that Jesus did this, that Jesus did, because Jesus cannot kill Boko Haram. Jesus cannot kill ordinary.
We'll have to conclude it here.
I know that I'm going extra mile.
It will be controversy.
But we must tell our. I know, but no problem. But we must know the truth, because this is what damaged the brain of our people. That our people is not thinking very proper. But I know on this day our people is going to do what? To be thinking right, and they know that freedom is everything to we Biafrans, and they stop deceiving themselves from this useless religion. Thank you, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu. Thank you, brother.
There will remain blessed. I have a caller on signal. Caller on signal. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Mazi, I don't know if you can hear me.
The whole world is hearing you before you called, but we are not speaking. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm speaking, but I was not coming out there.
Okay.
Thank you, Mazi.
I hope you are not using earphone.
I'm using earphone. Should I remove it?
Remove it. You asking, you are an old caller. Because when you are talking, sometimes it ceases and come out.
Mazi,
it's better now. Go on.
All right. Thank you, Mazi. There is something I tell our brothers that when engineers are building this movement called IPOB, there is something they forget to put. That is revise. They forgot to add the revised gear. And that is why there is no back to go. There is no going back. We keep moving, marching on, no matter what we see on our way. I would have taken an oath to restore Biafra, even if it is only one man or one woman at the end of this journey, that person will carry the flag of Biafra. Master, I like your teachings every evening. I'm listening to you, but this time there is something that is going on in my mind, and I want to say it. This, when you are teaching students things in the school, Master, there is a time for practical. I don't know if I'm still coming out, Master.
You are. If you are not, I'll let you know. Go on.
All right. There is time for practical. In as much as we are talking to our people, we have mad for crying out loud, and we have been hearing. It is time for us to put some practical on the ground, especially back here, so that because our people are ready to pay every price to be free from Nigeria. Sometimes when I listen to some people call and say one thing or the other, I don't know who they are interacting with. Those of us who are here in Biafra land, we see what our people say every day. We hear them. They are ready to make every sacrifice necessary to go out of the zoo. But one of the challenges we have is that we keep talking and we're not putting measures in place. Like since our leader was adopted, we have not put in any pressure on ground, even to disturb the governors, to make them, apart from us going to court or paying for lawyers or being in Abuja.
Can I say something here?
Yeah.
Okay. You are in the zoo, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Let's start by our leader's trial. The last either Abia
yes.
Court trial or Abuja. Did you yourself, let's be practical, did you attend anyone?
No, I didn't.
Okay, go on. Because we talk of practical, I call rocket science.
Yes.
Just like rocket science. Oh, we are talking. Let's start practical.
Mazi.
But wait, I'm coming. Practicality starts from me. If you tell me now that, oh, Mazi, even I didn't have a transport, but I tried because I was in Abuja. It doesn't matter what happened. I will say, okay. But you didn't go. You will give me excuse of why you didn't go, right? Maybe no transport or you are not chance, you are busy, this and that, but you are in the zoo. So when we are talking, as you say, talking is very easy. But let me tell you one thing. I don't know. You don't know how many people that are inboxing me almost every day. Mazi, please, I want to join IPOB in this country. I'm listening. He says since day before yesterday, I started listening really. And I want to join. So, if we stop the talking, those people will not be joining. So when you speak, let us start from, the mantra, APC mantra that I love. Is say, change starts from me, not a rocket science. We. The cuts, we saw people that there is one man I used to see every time in that Abuja. And he used to come from far. I've been trying to get in contact with him. Even he will wear slippers and shouting. If I'm seeing him, I'm crying. I'm before God and man. Now, I'm within this contact with this man at least. Comes here one because but here we are, but you are there, but you even to attend, take car, you will give 1,001 excuses. Let us start from ourselves.
All right. Like you just said now, there are people that goes to that Abuja. There are people that make them to go to Abuja. And I was in Abuja in this court, this particular court case. Does not mean I have not been Abuja in our leaders' cases.
We are not arguing or discussing. You have answered my question. Go on with your point. Now, but I want people to hear something. Go on.
That. Let me also come another way. Like this banding of cow meat we are talking is a very good idea that people like us have been shouting it from 2016 till now. And I thank God finally the leadership of IPOB have come to an understand that cow meat is really causing problem. But few days ago, I contacted about one person in the well at Onitsha. I will not mention his name. He's doing this cow business something. I called him as a guy. Is it not right time for you to begin a plan of how to leave this business because the order has been given? You know what he told me? He laughed. He said he know very well that 2 days before that April, DOS will lift that bound directly or indirectly. I was short of words because our people are already studying what we are doing. That sometimes we say something, we don't stand on it. And that is why nobody, even the zoo government, sometimes they don't take us serious. And I want to, this one I'm begging you and the other leaders, that this time, at least for once, can we say something? Do it to the last letter. Whether we are dying, let us die. Can we implement this bounding of cow meat? Because our people, those who are supposed to have left the business, now they are saying that 2 days before that D-Day.
They don't say they are saying. There are things we exaggerate and it becomes another thing.
I can give you the contact of the people.
It doesn't matter. Wait, please, wait. You ask somebody and he say his mind, what he thinks. And now it becomes what they say. What is the difference between you and the IYKE that said, no, River State is not Biafra? What is the difference between you and Devomai that say, no, Ebony is not part of Biafra? We, all of you, that is tortoise. There are statements we make. We don't even understand, the gravity or the undergravity of it. It's just like somebody, sometimes some people will go and maybe he enter into bus and he saw somebody from maybe Bayelsa and he talk about Biafra. They say, no, you Igbos. And he will call Radio Biafra and say, see, this is Bayelsa people. They say they are not part of Biafra. Hey, now that person is only one person. Stop rubbish. And he will recognize himself. So let us stop this type of, it's not statistics. You understand? That you call somebody, he said this, it doesn't mean anything. what we are doing is a struggle. Let me tell you, I have one of my uncles that was a captain during the Biafran War. Now he's late anyway. He used to, right from childhood, he used to tell us stories every time we gather. We gather. Or now he will be telling us how they fight, the rigorous ways, the rigorosity or the rigors of fighting in the bush. Sometimes they will get command, go left. Sometimes they say, come. Sometimes they say, go right. And you obey because it's a war. The people commanding is just like a radar on top. They see more than you that is on ground that is seen only 5 perimeters. There are enemies you'll be pursuing, pursue. Now, the leadership have, in a fight, in a war, they have understood that it is a trap. These people that you are killing them all running, moving. They'll tell you, stop. They tell the captain, the commander, stop, don't move again. They say, but these people we are capturing, that. They say, stop, come back. They know more than you. That is a war. It's command and control. So there is nothing, all this analogy, excuses, oh no, if we go now and come back, they will say this. And they, my brother, it doesn't hold any water, honestly. The command is there, and we must obey it. If we want to move forward, there should be no excuse. Do you understand me? Can you hear me? My goodness me. Oh, it seems it's gone. So there is no excuse, my brother. All these excuses it's not allowed. It's nothing. You know. The leadership, that is rubbish. Any person that is saying that he is not supposed to be. You understand? Oh, now I'm doing what I'm doing because of Egypt. There's no difference between him and the people in the maybe person that have his 2x2 in the north. Come back, come do until he hear one day, boom. Yeah. Now so there is no excuse, please. I have a caller. Please, Mazi, hold on. Let me take this call on direct line. Caller on direct line, can you hear me?
Mazi Jonathan, I can hear you loud and clear.
Welcome to the program, please.
Thank you, my brother. My name is Ichizuku, and I'm calling from the U.S.
Mazi, it's been a long time, man.
Okay, I know. We have to be on the ground every time. We have to do what the needful.
Of course.
Mazi, the biggest problem of our people is they don't listen to instruction. If you listen to the instruction of the hierarchy of IPOB, you will not have any problem.
Of course.
I thank God for my brother that came and said that if you have the spiritual discernment of what we're doing, you will not have problem of knowing what is going to happen next. We've been in this struggle for a very long while. And I can tell you that sometimes before something happens, I know already. It's not because that somebody is telling me, but because I have the spiritual discernment. I can as well tell you there was a time, a day, that we had a meeting. There was a meeting that was going on. From nowhere, I started attacking, started telling so-called Madam Uibo, told her that she was a very bad woman. She didn't do anything to me. I told her that she's stupid. She didn't do anything to me. It is just because the Spirit of God and the discernment of God was in me that particular moment. And that was the reason why I knew that she was no good person. So at the end of the day, Biafra will come, and nobody can stop it. The only thing is that once the leadership of IPOB gives an instruction, know that that instruction is coming from the highest command of IPOB. And now we are draw. So when you start listening to people that is blogging from left, right, middle, center, even people that came in yesterday or day before yesterday, and you keep, when they say something, you keep listening to them, that means you don't know your priorities. Because your priority is supposed to listen to, where you're supposed to get your information from, it's Radio Biafra.
To prescribe IPOB. Illegally, of course. Do you know that today they went to court to discuss the prosecution of IPOB? Our case is at appeal court. For how many years now? 2017, 14, sorry, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, nearly 4 years in a country that wants to be regarded or taken seriously as a nation. 4 years. Somebody did you wrong, you went to court, and you've now gone to appeal a legal decision that criminalized an entire nation. For 4 years, they've not had the case. Do you know what happened today? I never knew the case was coming up today. So this morning, of course, as always, I was led in the spirit, and I decided to write about the proscription of IPOB using an old newspaper headline from Authority, that the fact that IPOB activities are not unlawful, yes. Do you know what happened in Abuja today? Today was the day they were meant to hear the case of the proscription of IPOB and tagging us a terrorist group in Abuja, Federal Appeal Court of Nigeria in Abuja today. And what happened? As soon as they read that very publication I made, but I think I did it both on Facebook and on Twitter, everybody ran away from the court today. Go and ask if you have any lawyer in Abuja. Ask them. They all ran away. The court did not sit again today because they were hiding it. You know, before, when they want to call my case, they say, oh, we have 100 witnesses willing to testify. Because they know that the tagging of IPOB as a terrorist organization is flawed, both before man and God, even in their zoo laws. They were hiding it. I don't know what told me. I don't know. Something just, I said, I wrote it, and they ran away from the court. No, the Appeal Court of Nigeria did not sit today in Abuja because there was an IPOB file in the case, in the docs that were meant to be listened or heard today. This is how powerful we are. Because the judges, they assembled, 7 of them, they are going through the files. Once they saw IPOB versus federal government of Nigeria, they dropped it. They said the court is now dismissed. Everybody should go home. Ask some senior advocates in Abuja today. Those that went to appeal court, did the appeal court sit today or not? Normally when a court is not going to sit, somebody will come out and announce that the registrar or the clerk or whoever will announce that the reason why the court won't sit. They just want everyone to run away. That IPOB file is here in the court. Ask everybody that went to appeal court today in Abuja, Wednesday, the 3rd of March. What happened? Were you given any reason why you had to run away from the court? They will tell you no. For the first time in the history of the zoo. That's how powerful we are. That is the reason why they don't want to bring that very case to come up to appeal. Because they know you cannot proscribe people asking for a referendum. Is not possible. They know that during the argument, people will ask, perhaps 1 or 2 media houses will carry it, and people will ask, why have you not proscribed Miyetti Allah and Fulani killers? They didn't even adjourn it. They said that everyone should go away, and they all ran away from the court. That's how powerful we are. And that is to tell you that what Elohim is doing in our lives. God brought IPOB to save all of you. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're Robo, you're Yoruba, you're TV, you're Kanuri, you're Nupe, Yukun. It doesn't matter who you are. Bachama, it doesn't matter who you are. Birom, it doesn't matter who you are. IPOB came to save all of you. But I may disagree with the style. What are that? You want the style of a Fulani headsman raping your mother? Is that the style you like? Here you have your presidency. Here you have people that claim that they want one Nigeria, confirming what we've always known, that Nigerian army, the foreign army generals you have in the army are the ones supplying weapons to terrorists to come and kill you and rape your mothers. And you're standing up and saying you are one. The IPOB is your problem. And so that useless Daily Post newspaper in the north, that publication, writing rubbish about IPOB. But when it comes to, you see how evil they are. When I say that black people are satanic, I know. You see, when it comes to IPOB, they say IPOB attacked police station. IPOB killed 2 policemen. IPOB killed 4 army officers. Not allegedly. But before our eyes, you will see army come and kill people. They will say allegedly. Black people are evil. God knows. In this yogi, you people are very wicked. You're very wicked and soulless race. Very wicked. The same Daily Post will say allegedly. In broad daylight, the army came to my house to kill me on the 14th of September 2017, as a result of which my